So then, welcome to the finale of our Christmas series, the Fed's 12 Days of Christmas. It's been an overall fantastic series. I'm hoping that you guys have had some real value in it. And we're not done just yet because this is the finale, of course, and it's not with a brand, it's a one-to-one with one of our members. And it's a really exciting retailer. You've probably seen some of the stuff that he does for his community, and in general, he's a great guy, a fantastic retailer. So we're going to be talking to Amrit Singh about his thoughts in the build up to Christmas, what's at the forefront of his mind, anything he's planning that will help you guys, really go the extra mile this winter. So let's introduce him and talk Christmas. So, Amrit, welcome to the Fed Talks. It's fantastic to have you on. It's a debut for you. So before we dive into Christmas and what your plans are, for the benefit of our members watching this, can you give us a bit of an introduction to your history in retail and a bit about your store?
Yeah, so I'm a third generation retailer. My granddad started with shops, and then my dad, has done it since he was a lot younger. And then me and my brother have been involved in shops our whole lives. So it's everything I know. Went to uni and everything, but came back and wanted to work with my dad in the family business. And now my parents are basically semi-retired. Me and my brother run everything, and we're enjoying it. The store is a community store in the middle of an estate. We've been in the same store for 30 years now. We just progressed along the parade and made it bigger and bigger. And so we're 2,500 square foot now, well established, and just constantly trying to find something, take it to another level.
Fantastic. So again, good to have you on. Now we're in the approach to Christmas now. It's November. So it's been a bit of a grim year COVID wise. So people are really going to be going out and celebrating this year. In the approach, what's at the forefront of your mind? What you're thinking about?
For us, it's about availability. It's about having the right products and the right prices, as well as this year. The challenge is getting the actual products themselves. It's also about gauging whether consumers are going to go harder this year, as last year was a bit of a dampener. Whether they're going to be more on trade or off trade, and really trying to gauge the atmosphere so we can capitalize on it best. And this year seems to be a bit of an anomaly, just as much as last year was, because you don't know really where you are. And there's a multitude of factors, affecting us. So it's just about riding that wave and trying to figure it out.
Exactly. And then I guess I touched on it before in the introduction. The last year it's been a bit grim, hasn't it? Even last Christmas, I was restricted. We all were. I think Christmas last year it was me, my mum, dad, and sister. But this year we're free in essence. We can really go out and celebrate and go hard. So how can retailers like yourself and our membership really take advantage of these changes?
So, well, you're right there. So last year was a bit of like you had a freedom, or for a day or 2 days. There's too many different rule changes for me to remember. But as far as I can remember, it was like you're allowed to have a Christmas, and then a certain amount of people get together, but there's still skepticism and stuff like that. This year, obviously, there's a lot more freedom. So, your traditional, a lot of people go out on Boxing Day, a lot of people go out on Christmas Eve, so you can capitalize on those sales. There'll be more people out and about on those weekends before and after Christmas, as people are breaking up from work. So there's a lot more event opportunities on the way building up to Christmas, post Christmas. So there's all of that stuff. There's a lot of pent up disposable income in the economy right now. So a lot more people have got more savings than they ever had because they didn't spend in previous years and stuff like that. There's also a lot of shortages on a lot of things. So if you've got key availability, you can capitalize on just having the right products at the right time for the right people. There's a whole multitude of different things that retailers can do to really have a bumper Christmas this year. And I think if you get switched on from as early as possible, you'll benefit the whole way through.
Fantastic. I think something you're really good at, Amrit, is in-store theatre. I've seen loads of images on Twitter and whatnot where the store looks absolutely fantastic. So can you tell us about Christmas? What have you done in the past, and have you got anything planned this year?
So in-store theatre. It's not something I just end up posting on Twitter. To be fair, it's something more my dad and my brother do a lot. They get involved in that full on, like they plan it and get it all up to spec. My dad's always been key about theatre and creating, events and memories and really trying to engage with the community. So it all ties in together. Last year we did something special as well. We little bit of a Christmas show. So as you can remember, in the summer last year, there was a lot of like Thursday clapping and stuff for the NHS. Well, we took that, we grew our Christmas thing from there. So every Thursday we'd invite local talent to come out, and we partnered with the local businesses on our parade, the steakhouse and stuff, and then we're putting on a show for the street. So everyone would be at the edge of the driveways, and we'd have a bit of a show on a Thursday everywhere. And then for Christmas, we just kind of took that to the next level, and we put on like a little Christmas show in the car park. You know, had a little, you know, a few singers, a fire breather, had the local marching band come down. They did their thing, and then had a Santa come as well. And then we got like a few snow machines, put them on the roof, and then made like a little snow scene outside and stuff like that. It just really, last year was really good for that, because you had that captive audience in your community, because people weren't going anywhere. They were at home or within the local area. So if you were doing something, it was a real opportunity for you to stand out, because your locals were there with you, because they weren't allowed to essentially be anywhere else. So for us, we saw that as our time to kind of step up and just kind of give people that that kind of hope, and that kind of like, you know, it's not the end of the world. We'll get through it. Let's just do something together, have a bit of fun. And that's what we did last year. This year, we'll probably do something similar, but we're looking at a lot more like the food truck style. So we'll have a food truck. We'll have like a little Santa's grotto. I'm trying to work with some suppliers now, and some PR companies we're working together with, who are, you know, excellent at helping me with that stuff. And we're gonna probably get a grotto, you know, some mulled wine, and just really have like a good event, chilled out event, food and some warm wine and stuff, and just put something on for the locals to enjoy on the build up to Christmas. And that should be enough this year, I think.
Exactly, yeah. Definitely going that extra mile. It makes a massive difference. It brings the community together this year more so than ever. And I guess just finally, Amrit, you know, one final tip from you. You know, what do you think the real key opportunity is this year?
I think the key opportunity is definitely event space this year. So I feel like if you can get the right stock, and you can, you know, you got the right in-store stuff sorted, because obviously I'm not going to tell you to, like, you know, start doing events if you're struggling with you know, getting the actual stock. But once you've got those bases covered, I really think there's a proper potential this year to get more people involved in events in your store, out your store. Speak to some suppliers, get some tastings on the go. You know, show your customers that your store does more than just sell them stuff. You know, you can sample stuff in there. You get involved with them. Find out what your community want. You know, if they want a grotto, or they want, you know, an event or a charity fundraiser or something, speak to some brands, get them involved, do some tastings, introduce some new products, or do like a, you know, this year we've got some carol singers as well. So, you know, get that vibe going, that your store is the hub of its community. It's the focal point of what's going on locally, and you'll really engage a lot more from your customers, and they'll have a lot more love for your store than just being, you know, you're never going to be the cheapest at whatever you're doing. You might be cheap, but someone will always be cheaper. You might have something, but someone always will have something more. If you can just focus in your area, being really what they want, and doing something unique, which is those kind of events, and giving back to those people. You know, the malts can't do that. Tesco, Morrison, they're not doing that. You know what I mean? You give back, and you exploit that edge that you have in being hyper and uber local. You're onto a long-term winner as well, and it shows you care. It shows you're not just there, you know, to take the money and go home. You know, it shows that you're there to care about the locals and give them something to enjoy as well. And it reaps multitude of rewards. It puts you in good stead, you know, in a local sense. People are proud of that they shop with you, and it's not always a race to the bottom then on pricing and margin and stuff like that. You've actually embedded yourself in the community and cemented your future as well long term. So I definitely recommend getting involved in events and doing as much community activities and things as you can, because it takes you to the next level.
Exactly, I couldn't agree more. You know, that's the real advantage that convenience retailers have over the multiples. So definitely get behind that. Amrit, thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate your time. I know it's very hectic at the minute, but I appreciate you coming on. And have a great Christmas. I'll hopefully come down and see the shop shortly.
100%, yeah, definitely. You have to come down.
Thank you. Bye.
All right, thank you. Take care. Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Thanks again to Amrit, and that brings us to an end of our series. I'm hoping again that you guys found some real value in there. And there's a lot of stuff to take away from there. I want to thank all of the brands and retailers that took part. It's nice to see the whole convenience sector, we're all come together and talking and helping each other really take advantage this winter. Again, thanks for watching. Have a great Christmas, guys, and I will hopefully see you guys in the flesh soon now that events are back open. See you guys.